Hello, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Wilco, and I live in Haren. And I live there with a friend of mine, Joop. You've seen him just before. And I've lived for 1.5 years on the streets in the homeless center. I slept in the dakloze opvang.
Can you tell me how did you become homeless?
Well, when I was 14, I did a MAVO. I was a normal kid. I had great parents. My parents are very nice people. They had a restaurant, so they worked very much, and I got a lot of freedom. They were never at home in that time.
Yeah.
And I began to gamble. You know what I mean? Gambling.
Yeah.
So and also I was blowing stoned the whole day, stoned. You know. When I was 17, my parents find out there was something wrong with me. I had stolen money from my dad's restaurant, from the fooi pot. And they give my brother. They said, "Yeah, my brother did it." I said, "No, I did it." And then the story. So okay, I told I did it. But then I was 18 and the problems at home became bigger with my parents. A lot of fights with my dad, and I get out of home. I lived with a friend of mine, but then I was using a lot of the drugs more. I used speed and cocaine and ecstasy, and I think in that period I got depressed. My parents get an ultimatum, so Wilco, you now must do something for yourself, because it can't go on anymore.
Did you realize yourself that you had something to do about it?
Yeah.
And what kind of things did you do to make it better?
Well, you go to a CAD, that was the name for 15 years ago. It called CAD, what now is VNN.
And they help you over there to get a better, get your life again.
I go to a psycholoog. He told me you have ADHD. I get 10 questions. Yeah, you have ADHD. Goed, okay. Ritalin, you know. But that was also not
not working, not the solution. No.
And my behavior, that was not good. The things in my puberty, there went some things wrong, and I didn't solve them, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And were those problems of the using drugs, or were it also problems like that your parents were never there, or?
From both, a mix. You know, my parents had a restaurant. They get it when I was 13. And that's
you had to work very hard, and
And I worked also with them, but behind that, I also had a lot of freedom, but I was not using that freedom right. I always played football, and I was also talented football player. I have played also with the Groningen in the youth. So, my mentality was, I also want to get out of life
what's in it,
yeah. So that
it didn't work together.
Didn't work together, but okay. I did the Breedgeweest 5 years, 5 years clean, made my HAVO af, get my diploma, and then 2 years I did PABO to be a teacher, but I have a little ADHD, dus concentrate is a big problem for me, you know. That didn't work out. Also, every time the point when it becomes difficult, you know, when I must really let myself see, then I'm gone.
Do you still have contact with your parents?
2 years, no.
Okay. Okay.
Because for 5 years ago, of 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Some time ago.
I tried heroin with my stupid ass, and yeah, that's the stupidest thing you can do, you know.
And why did you try it? Just because you went so?
I had a friend who uses heroin, you know, and I was there for a year with him. He was a close friend of mine, and he used, me not. But it was oud en nieuw, Weihnacht.
And New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. And I was there for a year, and I had him seen use for 100 times, but I didn't use. But I thought I want to try this for one time, you know?
Just to try and...
Just to try. Nah, so I did it, and I thought, fuck, this is really nice, but this is very dangerous. Yeah. I knew that was very dangerous. But then, a year after, yeah, the things go very bad with me, you know, relationship out, and then I had something for fuck it all, and then I used it another time, and then 2 weeks later another time, and
it became more often and more often.
You know, you use it every day. You live on the street, you come with people in contact who use also every day. And then you are in the homeless center.
And is that why, just because of you using heroin, that you don't want to get the confrontation with your parents?
Yes.
That's only the point that you feel ashamed? Yeah.
Ik bedoel, ik heb me wel veel aangedaan. Yeah.
But don't you think it's also hard for...
I know it's... Yeah, ik weet
it's also hard for them to don't know how your life is going.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I know. And I think I should write a letter, but... Yeah.
You don't really dare to write a letter.
Nah, that's well a really emotional point, because my parents are very sweet, you know.
They always try to do the best for you.
Yeah, and the last time I went, I told you, I had made a don, you know. I went from 8 to 1, but that was too fast. So and then I had my mother's pin pass, you know, and I took 100 euros of her pin, and I'm shameless, you know, and.
But I think, you didn't want to.
Ja, ik durf gewoon niet meer onder ogen te komen.
But you know that every mother says a child will always be my child.
Yeah, I know, and my mother, I know.
Well, then I wish you the best for everything. Thank you for this beautiful interview. I really want to thank you for that. Have a nice cup of coffee and good luck with everything you do.
I know. Thank you very much, man.